Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zeal or No Zeal, the series that explains whether games excite. Today, up on the chopping block is Pikuniku, published by Devolver Digital. It's a brief game about a little blob character trying to save the world and help as many people as he can along the way. Does the game excite? Find out in this episode of Zeal or No Zeal. As soon as I booted up Pikuniku for the first time, I was impressed by how clean the game looked. The visuals were not detailed or overly complex, but they contribute to how charming the world is to explore. Characters are brightly colored, the world is vibrant, and the locales themselves are distinct. It helped contribute to my experience a lot more than in other titles, as Pikuniku focuses heavily on storytelling and the emotions that come with gaming. This is just as prevalent, if not more prevalent, in the story. It's incredibly charming. There are both overarching plot lines and mini side quests that kept me engaged. The writing is funny, and the premise itself is too. I thought the storytelling was enjoyable all throughout. Each character in the game is adorable as well, doing things like jumping off of other characters in cutscenes all the time. I never found myself skipping the dialogue or even wanting to. At the same time though, the story didn't leave me with any new understandings. There wasn't any character development, and the plot points were easy to foresee. It was cute, and I enjoyed experiencing it, but it was also simple. Pikuniku has a lot of charm, but it's not a story that encouraged me to rethink the way I view the world. This is not a problem, but for me to feel truly excited about something, I want it to move me or encourage me to grow. The developers of Pikuniku did an excellent job creating a lighthearted, fun adventure. But the story, while solid, is not an experience I'm rushing to share. I felt similarly about the gameplay. It was very cute. I walked around the world and collected different items that would help me explore the world further. As I did, I met some characters to help me on my journey, worked through challenge rooms, and occasionally took out enemies. While these features are present, the primary gameplay loop is about exploring and solving light puzzles. All these moments were cute. I played hide and seek with a rock, solved a pipe puzzle, and even improved my style. I did not have a hard time with any of these, but they were fun to complete. Instead of being challenging, these puzzles focus on how to solve the puzzle with my blobby main character. The idea was cute, and I enjoyed tackling the puzzles, but they were still very easy. In fact, some of the puzzles were so easy that they weren't rewarding for me. I think that the simple puzzles are core to the game, and some of the puzzle rooms are fun and engaging, but overall, I found myself yearning for something more complex. Additionally, I wasn't overly thrilled with the movement in Pikuniku. It's one of the core features of the game, and it's unique from the other games that I've played. My main character can jump, turn into a ball to roll around faster, and kick out its legs. He can even latch onto grappling hooks in the sky when they're present. I was content with the number of options here, and everything is responsive. I was able to complete all of the objectives without problems coming from the movement. Unfortunately though, it lacks depth. The main issue I had with the movement was that I didn't feel like I could move around as quickly as I wanted. I was constantly exploring the world, but there was no advanced movement techniques to get through these areas quickly. Occasionally I could speed up with grappling hooks, but it was not always possible. I would have been more excited about the game if the movement were more complex or intricate. Similarly, I thought the bosses weren't rewarding either. They are absolutely functional. They are big and threatening, and while the game expressly lays it out for me, it was fun to take them out. However, they do not pose much of a challenge. They only ever have one or two attacks, and I constantly found myself bypassing them without dying. Despite not enjoying them that much, I don't think this is a flaw in the game. This easier difficulty was consistent all throughout Pikuniku, and these boss fights were no different. The bosses clearly telegraphed their attacks, gave ample time to evade, and featured generous checkpoints too. While I don't think it's a bad thing, I would have been more excited about the game if it felt more rewarded for taking these bosses out, and the boss designs just didn't do that for me. Overall, I enjoyed Pikuniku. It has a lovely atmosphere, beautiful, visually appealing characters, and a charming premise. However, while it is definitely fun and solidly designed, it doesn't feature intricate storytelling or mechanical depth. The game is silly and enjoyable, but it did not move me. And thus, though I think it's a good game, I do not have zeal for Pikuniku. Thank you so much for watching.